Colin McLean. He's CEO of SVM Asset Management, where he oversees about $1 billion, including ENRC shares. He joins me live from Edinburgh. Colin, thank you so much for joining us. Now, we were on the conference call with the CEO of Glencore saying that actually he's not interested in ENRC. Are you disappointed because you own ENRC, or do you believe that Glencore at some point will want to target this company?
I think it would fit quite well in with Glencore's interests. However, Glencore is not able to issue any shares until November, within 6 months of its IPO. So I think, given it would be quite a large deal, maybe about a third of Glencore's size, this is not something that can happen immediately. So I think they really kicked it into the long grass and said that it's something that's not actively being considered. But it would fit quite well, and I just think it's something that might be deferred to later on.
Colin, are you going to keep your shares in ENRC at this moment, or do you prefer dumping them?
I think that the shares are quite sold off at this moment, and I think there are some things they can do to improve governance, bring some new independent directors on. So I think it's probably worth seeing whether they can do that. But the shares are quite lowly rated at present, so they're a very low multiple. And if they can do anything to recover some of the governance issues, then I think they would recover a bit.
Yeah. Now, Colin, you didn't buy into Glencore because you said you were concerned about the governance and priced. It was also priced at a premium compared with other companies in the sector. What about these results today? They're the first figures we have from Glencore. Will it make you change your mind at the end of the week? It's also the end of the stabilization period. So would you be looking into buying shares then, or is it just something that you're just absolutely not interested in?
Well, as you say, the shares are still being stabilised just now, so we get a better idea of how they'll trade after that, and it is a relatively small free float. These results are a little bit historic because the results were delayed until after the IPO, so we're really looking back into the first quarter, which was quite a difficult one in the industry for production given floods and bad weather, particularly in South Africa and Zambia. So I think the results are a little bit historic, but as they have come in, mildly disappointing, I would say, on the marketing. I think the market had certainly hoped that while production could have been more difficult in the first quarter, the increased volatility and higher prices of metals would have perhaps helped the marketing operation a bit more.
In terms of what you see it going for the future, they have this $5 billion that they're sitting up in cash. They say they're not really talking to Xstrata at the moment, or they have no further announcements to make on this. They seem to be giving out some dividends. Would that not make it attractive?
Yes. The dividend paying capacity is good, and the cash flow has been strong in this business. I think we need a closer understanding really of how it will trade through the cycle, whether the marketing side will be defensive versus other diversified miners, or perhaps we could see maybe more closely what really happened in the downturn, because it did fare a bit worse than some other miners in 2008. So I think we probably want to see also where that cash flow is going. Right at the moment, they need to cut debt a bit more, though.
Yeah. Colin, talk to me about what you see the markets doing over the next couple of days. If we hold on to our gains today, which we saw at the open, it would mean that it's the first back-to-back gains that we saw in 3 weeks. Is this going to be a little bit of a trend this week, or can we not read that much into it?
I think in terms of two large sectors, the resources and also the banks, they are quite beaten up at the moment, and I certainly think there's capacity from quite an oversold level for the banks to bounce a little bit from where they are just now. So I think we could get some leadership from miners and banks recovering a little bit, particularly the banks. I think could bounce a bit from where they are here.
And anything else that you would be buying apart from miners and banks, or that actually you wouldn't be touching?
Well, we still like industrials and chemicals. Chemicals have done reasonably well and had good results. The industrials have also got a bit beaten up. So we're selectively buying in those areas. And I think there's still value in industrials despite what looks like a bit of a slowing in global growth now.
All right, Colin, thank you so much. Colin McLean there.
Thank you.